Hey, how's it going? Before we jump into the content, I just want to take a minute to thank you for stopping by the channel and checking out the content. If you like this content and you want to support more content like it, then make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. You can also check out the YouTube membership program and cybertrainingpro.com, where I put practice exams and other things that I couldn't put on YouTube. Again, regardless of how you support the channel and my content, I couldn't be more appreciative. Thank you so much, and let's get into the content. Welcome back to Policy Writing 101 for GRC professionals. In this module, we'll be diving into the policy development framework. We'll explore the steps you need to take before you even start writing a policy, the drafting process itself, and how to review, approve, and implement your policies effectively. By the end of this module, you'll have a solid process for developing policies that are not only well crafted, but also practical and enforceable. Before you actually start drafting a policy, there are several key considerations that you have to take into account. These steps are going to help you ensure that your policy is necessary, relevant, and effective. The first step in the policy development process is to identify the need for a policy. This can be triggered by various factors, things like changes in regulations, new business processes, or identified gaps in existing policies. For example, if your organization has faced lots of security incidents due to weak password requirements, then you might need a stronger password management policy. The key thing here is that you have to understand the problem first. Once the need for a policy is established, the next step is to research. Look at relevant standards and best practices in your industry. This could include things like frameworks, so ISO 27001, SOC 2, NIST, and others that are applicable to your organization. The research is going to serve as a foundation for your policy, ensuring that it aligns with industry standards and provides the necessary controls to mitigate risks. Keep in mind, though, that these standards are guides. They provide a starting point, but your policy needs to be tailored to your actual organization's specific needs. Conducting a gap analysis is a crucial step. It involves comparing your current practices with those recommended by industry standards or best practices to identify what's missing or actually needs improvement. For example, if your research shows that industry standards recommend encrypting all sensitive data, but your organization currently encrypts only data at rest, that's a gap and that needs to be addressed in your new policy. This process also ensures that your policy is not only aligned with best practices, but it's also realistic and implementable. Now that you've identified the need for a policy, you've done some research, and conducted a gap analysis, it's time to actually start drafting the policy itself. This is where the real work begins. The drafting process is all about transforming your research and analysis into a clear, actionable document. Let's break down the steps that are involved. By using templates and standardized formats, you can greatly simplify the drafting process. Templates ensure consistency across all policies, making them easier to read and understand. I'll say this right away, most organizations have some kind of preferred format that they like to use for their policies, so make sure that you're looking for that. This usually includes sections like purpose, scope, responsibilities, and procedures. If your organization doesn't have a template, consider creating one to streamline the policy creation process. Clear, plain language is crucial in policy writing. The goal is to ensure that anyone who reads the policy, regardless of their technical expertise, can understand and follow it if they need to or if it's applicable to them. Avoid jargon and complex sentences. For example, instead of saying employees must abstain from accessing non-work related websites that could potentially result in data breaches, say do not visit non-work related websites that could cause security risks. Collaboration is key. Involve subject matter experts and key stakeholders throughout the drafting process. They can provide valuable insights and help ensure the policy is comprehensive and feasible. For example, if you're drafting an information security policy, involve IT and security teams. If it's a workplace conduct policy, consult HR or human resources. Their input will help identify potential issues and improve the policy's effectiveness. Your new policy should align with existing organizational policies to maintain consistency. Conflicting policies can create confusion and reduce compliance. For example, if your acceptable use policy restricts the use of personal devices, but your remote work policy permits it, you'll have to resolve that inconsistency. Review related policies to ensure alignment before finalizing your draft. Once your draft is ready, the next step is review and approval. This is where your policy is actually scrutinized to ensure it's complete, accurate, and enforceable. The review and approval process is crucial for refining your policy and gaining the necessary buy-in for implementation. Let's look at the key steps involved. First, you need to start with peer reviews and internal audits. This involves sharing the draft with colleagues and internal audit teams for feedback. They can help identify any gaps, inconsistencies, or areas that need clarification. Internal auditors in particular can provide insights into how the policy is actually going to be assessed during audits, which is valuable for ensuring compliance. A legal and compliance review is essential to ensure that your policy adheres to all relevant laws and regulations. Legal teams will check for compliance with regulations like GDPR, CCPA, or industry-specific laws. This review helps protect your organization from legal risks and ensures that your policy is enforceable in a court of law if necessary. Finally, gaining leadership and stakeholder buy-in is crucial for the success of the policy. Present the policy to senior management and key stakeholders to secure their support. Clearly communicate the policy's purpose, the risk it mitigates, and the benefits that it provides the organization. Their endorsement is critical for successful implementation and compliance. Once your policy has been reviewed and approved, the next challenge is effective communication and implementation. Even the best written policy is useless if no one knows about it or understands how to follow it. Let's talk about how to effectively communicate and implement your policy. You need to develop a comprehensive communication plan that outlines how the policy is going to be shared with the organization. This can include emails, intranet posts, or announcements during team meetings. Tailor your communication to different audiences. For example, frontline employees might need a high-level overview, while managers may require more detailed information on enforcement procedures. Training and awareness programs are vital for ensuring that everyone understands the policy and they know how to comply with it. Use a combination of in-person training, e-learning modules, and practical scenarios to reinforce the policy. This helps employees see how the policy applies to their daily work and reduces the likelihood of unintentional non-compliance. Leverage technology to distribute the policy and track acknowledgements. You can use systems like LMSs, which are learning management systems, or you can use dedicated policy management software. These platforms can automate the process of distributing the policy, tracking who's read it and acknowledged it, and even assessing comprehension by using quizzes. The data is invaluable for compliance audits, and it demonstrates that the organization is actively managing policy adherence. Effective communication and implementation ensures that your policy is more than just words on paper. It becomes a part of the organization's culture and daily operations. In the next module, we'll explore how to enforce and maintain your policies over time, ensuring that they remain effective and relevant. I'll see you there.